Big up everyone. Hope we are all well. The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Big up to all of you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Um, big up, big up, big up. Back again with another live stream. Unfortunately, guys, we're now in an international break, so content. Well, content is gonna be, I say limited. I'll still find something to work around. I'll still find stuff to talk about and go live about, but now it's an international break. Of course, there's no football on. It is going to be a little bit harder for me to kind of discuss things. I'll have to just do transfer stuff, etc., and everything. So, big up to you all, though, man. Big up to you all. First person in the chat. Big up my brother, Night Tom Kid. Big up Night Tom Kid. Big up, big up, big up. But yeah, gonna talk a little bit about the Brighton aftermath, the aftermath of the Brighton game, and a little bit about where next for the Reds after the international break. Because after the international break, look, it's crunch time. It is the final push towards the end of the season after the break. We have to come back after this break, in my opinion, and we have to be on it. We have to have as strong of an end to the season as possible. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Big, big, big trouble, man. But yeah, the Brighton game. Where can we even begin, guys, on this Brighton game? I can give ideas back. Says big up, bro. Appreciate that. Message me the ideas, and I'll have a look. I only need them for this week, really, Nighttime Kid. It's only this week I need them for, because next week, of course, the break is over and we look back to it is FA Cup weekend when we come back, and then of course we go into the Champions League week, then the Premier League week, yeah. So I only really need ideas for this week. I'm gonna get a couple of collabs done as well. I'm gonna get Vidge, Rasta, King on the channel individually at some point this week as well. So stay tuned. Bear with me, should I say? But yeah, having said that, the Brighton game. Where do we even start with the Brighton game then? Because it's a weird one. Welbeck is such a party winger. He swings. He only scores against big teams. Some big teams. I'm always tuned. Big up Nighttime Kid. Appreciate you, brother. I'm always tuned. Yeah, big up Bolski. Appreciate that. But yeah, the game yesterday was I don't really want to discuss it, but look, I'll discuss it. After a good result midweek against Galatasaray on Wednesday night in the UCL, a big game, I did credit the players. I credited the players. I said we turned up and we put in a good performance. Hence why we won. Big game at the UCL. We stepped up and we got the 4-0 win. But now I was like, okay, we've had a good result in Europe, but we've had good results in Europe across the season already. Now I was like, can we build on this good result, and can we take this result into the league game? Can we take that form, that good momentum, and bring it into our Premier League game as well? Because let's be real, our Premier League form has been very hit and miss. Sorry, it's been very hit and miss. Very, very hit and miss. Too hit and miss for my liking. In the Champions League, like I said, we're very consistent. But when it comes to the league games, 1 week we'll win, another week we'll draw, another week we'll lose, and it's just it goes around in a circle. It's like a loop that doesn't end. I wanted us to really fix our league form this weekend. I wanted us to put down a statement win, get a good win, put in a good performance, and go into the international break with a little bit of joy. I don't know what happened, guys. I genuinely don't know what happened on Saturday, because it's like all the good work we did on Wednesday, all the hard work we put in on Wednesday, just kind of evaporated. It just kind of evaporated into nothing. The performance was flat, dead, dejected, really. The players didn't really look bothered. The boys didn't look bothered. The complete opposite to the game on in the midweek game against Galatasaray. The complete opposite. It just flipped around completely. It was a very, very poor performance. Very poor performance. And I can't even sit here and say I'm surprised. I genuinely can't, because it's a performance that I've seen numerous times this season. You know what I'm saying? A good result in Europe midweek. Everyone's feeling okay. Can this be the start of something? Can we build on this now? Can we go forward? And we end up just taking 2 steps back. We take 2 steps forward just to take another 2 steps back. And that's exactly what we did yet again this weekend. You look at when we beat Marseille earlier in the season, people. literally a couple of weeks ago, actually, beat Marseille by 3 goals to 0 away from home. A tough opposition with a good manager. Go there, make light work of them, really. Make light work of them and get the win. A big win. And then we have a league game that same week against Bournemouth and we go and lose the league game 3-2. I don't understand why we can't build on results when we have a good result, why we can't build on it. Why can't we get some sort of consistency going? Why can't we get some sort of consistency going? You know what I'm saying? Where you can just put a 4, 5, 6 winning one together. And when I say 4, 5, 6, I mean just pure wins, not draws, because we did have that we had that fake run back in early December, late November, early December, where we were unbeaten for a certain period of time. But of course, we had some draws in there that we never should have drawn. Sunderland at home, Leeds home and away, Burnley at home. What else? There's another game I'm forgetting. There's another one I'm forgetting. What else? One or two others. So the run was kind of just masking over cracks that were still there. It's because you're relying on individual brilliance in performances to win games. This is very true, Night Tom Kid. This comment here is very, very true. This is something we've been doing all season, in my opinion, since the season started, really. Just relying on individual brilliance to win us games. Relying on a goal from a Szoboszlai, a wonder goal, a free kick goal from a Szoboszlai. Relying on a wonder goal from a Hugo Ekitike or someone else in the team. We're not playing as a team anymore. That's the main thing I want to see in Liverpool. Every time I used to watch Liverpool, I used to say, okay, maybe we don't have the most talented squad on paper. Maybe we don't have what Madrid have. We don't have what City had. Even what Chelsea had under Thomas Tuchel. We don't have that. But what we have is 11 players on the pitch, 11 individuals that will work hard. And for me, that's worth way more than a superstar squad. We don't have that no more. We've now become the team with the superstar squad. And we're not playing as a team together. We're not playing for each other. We're not playing with each other. Everyone in the team, well, certain players in the team, should I say, not everyone. Certain players in our team just feel like they're in it for themselves. That's the vibe I'm getting. Some of these that feel like that they are in it for themselves, and I don't like that. Because if Szoboszlai doesn't turn up, you play like a team who don't know how to play. Yeah, exactly. We're halfway through a season. We are not even halfway through a season. We're towards the end of the year now. There's only 6 league games left in the Prem. It's flown by. And our team still play like strangers on the pitch. And we've had almost a whole season to work it out. The manager has had almost a whole season to work it out and he hasn't been able to. Big up Andre. Big up my brother Andre. Hope you are well. Big up. I wouldn't say superstar team. We do have a superstar team, to be fair. We do have a lot of individual brilliance on individual players on the pitch with brilliance, like what Madrid have, and what maybe one or two other teams in the world have as well. But the issue is, again, what's the point in having a team of individual brilliance players and not working together on the pitch as a team? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like Real Madrid. I don't want to be like Real Madrid, where they play shit every week and they just rely on individual brilliance from Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Valverde even. I don't want to be like that. That football, I don't like that football. That's not for me. It's not what we as Liverpool fans are accustomed to. You know, we're used to seeing our team give everything on the pitch, play with each other, play alongside each other, give everything. I don't want to be like Real Madrid. And that's where we're heading. That's what I've been seeing this season in majority of our games. Even the games we've won, people, let's be honest. What performances can we look at this season and say Liverpool have actually played well in? Madrid at home, 1-0 against Madrid at home back in November. That's a performance that was a good performance. Other than that, probably the 4-0 against Galatasaray might have been our best performance of the season. Other than those two games, I can't sit here and look at it and say we played well in any other game. I genuinely can't. Listen, I think the reason why Slot won the league because he had Klopp's team with a bunch of players who can play, and Salah had his brilliant player, but now he has his own team and he can't get a string out of expensive players. I agree, to be fair. I think last season, that was still very much Jurgen's team. And we were still pretty much playing Jurgen's football as well. But It was there were a little bit of minor tweaks that Slot made last season that I think did help. I think we were still playing the Jurgen rock and roll football, but with a bit more pragmatism at times and a bit more control at times too. So I will give Slot some credit for last season. I will give him some credit, but mostly I think it was due to the fact that we were still playing Jurgen's style of football. It was still Jurgen's team. We still had that installed into us, and we were kind of just running on the final legs of Klopp's engine. And as you can see, that died out February last season, and in the summer it's come around. Slot has, of course, been given a transfer window where he's brought in a lot of new players, and he's been unable to work it from. He's been unable to get a tune out of any of them. Can't find the formation to fit them all in. Can't get to gel on the pitch, and along with other stuff, he's just been proven to be tactically inept. Madrid have been better. They're not only relying on individual performances recently. Since Mbappe and Bellingham is out, so Madrid been better. Yeah, that's only when they're out, though. Let's be honest. That's only when they're out. We know the second those two come back in the team, they're going straight back in. They're going straight back in the second they come back, and Madrid will just go back to doing what they usually do. And that's relying on the individual brilliance of them players. So when they're out, they're better. But let's be honest. When they do get fit, when they do come back, they're going straight back in the team. Big up, Abdul. How are you? Big up yourself, Abdul. Appreciate you meaning, brother. Big up, big up. You need to move on. But over the players, I know it hurts, but you have to. Yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't move them on. I'm saying that there are players in the team that need to be moved on. I agree. I think this summer, I've said before, I think this summer is the perfect opportunity to move Mohamed Salah on. For financial reasons and for footballing reasons as well. And that hurts me to say because I love Mohamed Salah, but it is the correct decision to do to move him on. You know what I'm saying? So I agree, not a dumb kid. Sometimes you have to make the tough decisions, even though it does hurt. Big up Josh CJ, brother. Big up, mate. Appreciate you being in. Yeah, big up, not a dumb kid, for putting the link in. Top 5 race, PSG versus Liverpool, Liverpool versus PSG, and Man City versus Liverpool predictions. So yeah, Abdul, you've hit it on the nail there. After the break, we've got some tough fixtures coming up. Man. It's the business end, and we're going to have to lock in now after this break and really step up our game. So I know, obviously, this week it's the break. Next weekend, we resume again. And I think we kick off with the FA Cup weekend. So we take on City away on the Saturday, the 4th of April. So honestly, City are going to be on a high now, especially after winning the Carabao Cup yesterday. They're going to be on a high. That should spur them on now in the Cup and in the FA Cup and in the league as well. So if this was at Anfield, maybe I'd have said we can get somewhere. But at the Etihad, I think City will beat us, I'll be honest, Abdul. As for PSG versus Liverpool, look, if we can get a decent result in Paris and take it back to Anfield, maybe we have a chance. But I think PSG will beat us. I do think they beat us, Abdul, unfortunately. I think that's just a step too far for us, genuinely. I think it's a step too far for us, unfortunately. So, yeah, I want us to have a good end to the season, but it looks like it's going to be an underwhelming end to the season. You know, we're dropping way too much points. Like I said, we're dropping way too much points now in a period where we should be winning and picking up points. You can't lose against Wolves away. I'm sorry, you can't. You cannot go away to Wolves, who are pretty much down and out, and lose the game. You can't. You can't drop points to Tottenham at home. Tottenham at home, who had a lot of first-team players out, were in a very bad situation in the league, fighting relegation. Their interim coach on the verge of being sacked. Us pretty much having a full-strength team. You cannot drop points to them at home. And we managed to do that. Brighton away, respectfully, Brighton are a decent side, but you can't be dropping points against them. We should still have the quality to go to Brighton and get the 3 points. We can't, man. We can't put consistency together. We can't win games that we're supposed to win. What are we going to do when this run comes up now? Because now we've got a couple games now that on paper are bad games for us, let's be honest. We come back after the break, Fulham at home. Fulham are you don't know what you're going to get from Fulham, man. Because they are capable of turning up and beating a big six side. They are. Apologies, people. Just had to sneeze then. Didn't want to sneeze with the mic on. But yeah, after the break, Fulham at home. Fulham on paper. You never know, people. they can turn up and turn you over. They've beaten us before. After that, it's the Merseyside derby, people. Everton away. First game at the Hill Dickinson ground. You think they're not going to be up for it? You think they're not going to put up a fight and want to spoil our parade? I say parade, there's no parade. Want to spoil our top 5 fight? Of course they are. The first game in the new ground. You think they're not going to be up for it and make it hard as fuck? They are. So that's going to be fuck. That's going to be a nightmare. And then you put the Champions League ties in between that, PSG home and away. After that, Palace at home. Palace are a bogey team. We haven't beaten them in a while now. After that, United away. United are doing well. At Old Trafford, we don't do well either. Then you got Chelsea at home. You got Villa away. Brentford at home. Last game won't be easy. We've got a very hard running. Guys. And I'm not looking forward to after the break. I'm genuinely not. Vigilante's right. It was epic last night on weekend roundup, but it shows he cares 100%. It shows he's passionate and he cares about his club. 100%. And that's a fan with standards, bro. Viz is a fan with standards and he wants to see his club competing and winning. And they're not doing that at the moment. So, yeah, his rant was completely justifiable. Does Arne Slot learn from past mistakes and what does he do in training? Outrun and no fight. What does Arne Slot say to the players? Abdul, I don't know what he tells the players. I genuinely don't know what he tells them because me as a fan listening to him in press conferences, I feel so uninspired. I feel so disconnected with him. I don't look at him and feel inspiration. I don't look at him and idolize him. I don't. So if we as fans are watching press conferences and we're feeling like that, imagine what the players are feeling, having to be around him in the dressing room all the time, at half-time, full-time before the game, having to train under his instructions. Must be draining, man. Must be draining, but he's obviously not saying the right things to them. He obviously doesn't know how to inspire them. A lot of them obviously don't take to him. They don't like him. They don't feel connected to him. And he doesn't learn from past mistakes, Abdul. He doesn't. He doesn't. He likes to chop and change the team up every other week when he shouldn't. Fuck knows what he does, bro. Abdul, fuck knows what Arne Slot does. On 49 points in the Premier League, 7 draws and 10 losses. More losses than draws in coming this season. Yeah, there's going to be more draws. There'll probably be 1 or 2 more losses as well. And Abdul, big up my brother Rasta, by the way. Make sure you sub to my brother Rasta. Another one of the Fellowship of the Realist. Just going to drop your link in the chat, brother. Appreciate you being in. But yeah, Abdul, the last time we lost 10 league games in a Premier League season was 10 years ago. And that was back in the 15-16 season. And the team we had on back then was when we had the likes of Skirtle in there, Moreno, Klein, Mignolet, Chan, Benteke, Ibe. We only had 3 good players in that team, and that was for Coutinho, Firmino, and Milner. Everyone else was scrubs. That was Klopp's first, when he first came in as well, halfway through the year. He had an absolutely terrible squad, so it's kind of understandable why we lost 10 games that year. Look at the squad we have now on paper, man. Look at the players we have in this team. And we're on 10 league losses. We've already equaled that from 10 years ago in 15-16 with a much, much, much more talented squad. 10 league losses, man. We're the defending champions, people. We are the defending champions. And we've lost 10 league games this season. 10 league games. 10 league defeats. Defending champions, Liverpool. There's no excuses, man. You can't defend it. You can't defend it. Last season when we finished 15th, I had a rant so much times because 15th was not sustainable for my football club standards. To be fair, you're right. At the end of the day, you're Manchester United Football Club, let's be honest. I don't like Manchester United Football Club, but you're Manchester United Football Club. You are the second biggest club in England. Yes, the second biggest behind us, but you're still a huge, huge institution. And again, to be fair, Manchester United standards should always be to be challenging for the league. You should always want to challenge for the league. You should always want to be up there, in the Champions League and in the Premier League. And it's been a long time since Manchester United were able to really challenge for anything. Let's be honest. It's been a very, very long time. Nowadays, United are always let's be honest, you man are always in top 4 races, and let's be honest, top 4 races for your standards, at least, is nowhere good enough. It's nowhere good enough. Guys, this is Rasta's link. Make sure you sub to my brother, that Rasta, of course. Just gonna pin that as well. Bless up, brother. Appreciate you being in, bro. Big up yourself. We are going backwards. We are going backwards, Abdul. Yeah, we're gonna have to ride it out for this season because Stott's not going anywhere. With 6 games left to go, he's not. So it's 6 more games, and then we can look at the summer and try and reset. It's shocking, man. We're Premier League champions, man. We are Premier League champions, and to have lost 10 league games, we never did that under Jurgen. We never lost 10 league games when we were up there challenging. Even when we were defending champions the year in COVID, when we had all them injuries and fell off, never lost 10 league games. And with the squad we have as well, it's like I said, the last time we did that was 10 years ago in Klopp's first half season. And that was with a much worse squad that you can see why it happened with. You can't look at this squad and defend 10 league losses. You can't. Like I said, we may not win the Premier League every year, but we should compete every season. Yeah, exactly, man. You should compete. You should be there. You should be in the conversation. But, it's just... it just goes to show how ownership fucks football up, doesn't it? Had the wrong ownership fucks it up. Big up, Ryan. Big up, my brother, Ryan. Hope you're well. Big up. What does FSG... I think what you're trying to say is what does Arne Slot have to do for FSG to sack him? Well, he's going to have to go out of the Champions League. He's going to have to go out in the FA Cup, and he's going to have to probably not finish in the top 5, to be fair. But like I said, Abdul, I don't really blame FSG. I don't, because they've taken the back seat for the last 2 years, and they've kind of given control to most of our the 2 sporting directors we have at the club, Edwards and Hughes. So if we're honest, Edwards and Hughes are the ones to blame because they've advocated for Slot and they've tried their hardest to back him and keep him. So in the summer, if Slot isn't gone and if he's still here come pre-season and next year, then by all means FSG are in the blame boat as well. But for now, I'm kind of going easy on them because look, they did what they had to do. Let's be honest. In the summer, FSG did what they had to do. They broke the wallet out and they backed the manager with money, and they couldn't have seen this happening. They couldn't have seen Slot just doing a complete 180 and becoming the crap manager overnight. So again, I don't like how we've written a season off, though. I don't like that. We've done that too much times in the past. Ideally, Slot should have probably gone in the period back in, was it November, early December, where we lost 3-0 at home to Forest, 4-1 at home to PSV. That would have been the ideal. That would have been the ideal time to make a change because the season still would have been salvageable. We could have done something. Even better yet, if that's not it, they could have sacked him after the Bournemouth 3-2 loss. But they've just persisted with him, man, and I don't understand why. We've just written a season off just because they want to persist with him. Man. We're probably going to go trophyless as well. That's the worst bit after spending all that money. Transfers, Richard Hughes, Board and Arne Slot. What are they looking at? We need a centre-back, CDM and wingers. Too much changes at once. I agree, Abdul. With the changes thing, it was in the summer. It was. I can see why we bought in certain players. Look, Trent was going to go, so we needed a right back there. So we had to bring in a right back, and we bought Frimpong in. The left back situation, Robbo was getting old. Tsimikas was never going to be good enough, so we needed a left back in. So I get why we bought Kirkes in. Darwin, look, for me, Darwin was never going to be good enough to be our first choice striker. He just wasn't. So we needed a new striker in. We bought Ekatike. Wirtz was the only signing we made that I think, okay, why did we sign him? Because while he's a great player, and while I love that he's a Liverpool player and he's going to be a great player for us, why was he signed? We haven't played with a 10 since 2018, 2017 when Coutinho was here. So for us to sign him kind of just felt like a statement signing. We were showing off. We wanted to flex our muscles kind of because he wasn't really needed, but I'm glad he's here. And then, of course, no one could have foreseen the tragedy that was going to happen in the summer with Diogo. No one could have foreseen that. That happens. We then left an attacker short because of it. And we were in a situation where we needed to bring in another striker. So we go get Isak. But, again, Slowly, we should be slowly the new players in and did the transfer step by step. Exactly, bro. The centre back should have been a priority in the summer. We screwed around with Guehi, didn't meet the asking price, and on the last day we decided to pay it the money. And Palace couldn't let him go because they had no alternatives, no replacements there. Could have gone back in for Guehi in January, fucked around again, didn't put the money forward, didn't even approach him. He goes to City. So, and a DM as well. We've needed a DM for a while now because we still haven't properly replaced Fabinho when we sold him. And then we let Lucho go. Let Lucho go. You don't replace Lucho. It's like, while there was good business in the summer, there was also bad business because didn't bring a centre back in, didn't replace Lucho when we sold him, and one or two other things as well that I wasn't happy with. So yeah, while we were all happy in the summer, it looks like it has been a pretty poorly planned one. Yo, no problem, Nighttime Kid, no problem, brother, no problem. Get Yandy on Monday and get Achilles. Yeah, Yandy on Monday, someone that we've been linked with. He is someone that we've been linked with quite a bit. Whether we go for him, whether we're serious about him, remains to be seen in the summer, I suppose. It remains to be seen in the summer. 2 wingers and get Van der Ven. I don't know about Van der Ven, I can't lie. I think if Tottenham stay up, I think he'll probably stay with Tottenham, I'll be honest. If you get relegated, however, then I would be looking at him. But if you guys stay in the league, I think he'll stay with you. How about a CDM to control? Yeah, exactly. We need a CDM. I look at Edison personally from Atlanta, someone that we were looking at in Klopp's last summer as well, or the summer before last. Sorry, we were looking at him. So that's a player that I think we should definitely look at. Edison, I think he'd be an ideal Fabinho replacement, and it also takes pressure off Gravenberch as well, because then Gravenberch can push further up the pitch. Nah, take Van der Ven. Nah, I don't want him. Get him and Romero gone, blood. Fair enough, Nighttime Kid. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for those two, you'd probably be in Wolves' position, if we're being honest. I think top English teams should have a look at Anglo Styler from Stuttgart before the top European clubs take him. Quality player. I haven't heard much about him, man. I'll definitely keep a look at though on who he is. Ruben Neves could be a decent player. To be fair, Nighttime Kid, he's on ridiculous wages in Saudi. He's on ridiculous wages. I can't see Liverpool ever meeting them, especially with his age and that as well. And he did kind of reveal that he's about all the money. When he first moved to Saudi Arabia, he pretty much said that, yeah, the money is part of the reason I left. So he's a player that's about the money. And I don't really like players like that, I'll be honest. I don't. We should have got Kvaratskhelia before he went to PSG, and Michael Elise before he went to Bayern. Nick Rodri type CDM and Bastoni type centre back. Honestly, a Bastoni type centre back would be good. A Slotterbeck type centre back would be good. A right winger, again, there are a couple in the market. Elise is not going to happen. I think people need to he's not going to leave Bayern. He's got no reason to leave Bayern Munich. I mean, we can't say the Premier League's the worst league in the world and how shit it is, and then say, oh, but Elise will come back and play for us. He won't. So I don't think Elise is possible. But I agree. Kvaratskhelia, we should have definitely gone for him before he went to PSG. We dropped the ball on that one big time. Now that shows how bad we are, because I don't want my centre back to score goals. I want them to save us from goals. Facts. I mean, Salah is on a lot still. Yeah, he is. But look, let's be honest. Salah earned the money down the years with his performances and what he did for us. Ruben Neves, let's be honest. What's he really done in the game to be on a big wage like he is over in Saudi? Yeah, Ryan, they did mess up big time, bro. Kvaratskhelia could have been a bargain for anyone in the league, any big club, and no one went in for him. Respect to him. But yeah, guys, the Brighton game was straight up terrible, man. It was terrible. How do you let Danny Welbeck, Arsenal and Manchester United reject score 2 goals on you? How? Oh, man. The defending for the first goal was terrible. They put a cross in. The Brighton player just about keeps it in. He headers it across into the box. And defensively, we're nowhere. And Danny Welbeck gets him with the header. making it 1-0. Our goal came from a mistake from them. Kirke's bags. To be fair, I don't know why Kirke's was that far up the pitch anyway. And I don't know how exactly that goal came about, but it was a Brighton mistake. So we didn't even score a goal from open play, let's be honest. We scored from their mistake. And then again, for their second goal, defensively we were shocking. Welbeck gets it again, makes it a brace. And from there, Liverpool were down and out. We weren't coming back. There was no urgency, there was no intent, nothing. Stankovic from Club Brugge is also a very good midfielder who I expect big clubs to have a look at. 100% Ryan, I'll have to have a look at him. I'll have to look into some of these players. I will definitely have to have a look into some of these players. But honestly, again, it's just you have a good result midweek and you just can't build on it going forward. You can't build on it going forward. Ekitike goes off injured inside the first 10 minutes with a muscle injury or something like that. Something happened. He goes off injured. Honestly, even if he stayed on the pitch, I don't think it would have made a difference to the result. I genuinely don't think it would have made a difference. He's okay though. His injury is nothing too serious. He's going to train with France for the international break, and he will be back after the break too, along with Isak. So that's good news. But yeah, I don't think Ekitike staying on the pitch would have made a difference to Saturday's result. Sorry. I genuinely don't. Just realised I'm 20 minutes behind the live, for fuck's sake. It's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, guys, another game, another performance that just brushes Liverpool by. We were terrible. Brighton, fair play to them. I did say Brighton on their day are capable of upsetting big clubs, and they did that yesterday. On Saturday, sorry, not yesterday. They did that yesterday by upsetting us, winning. It was a nice day, man. The sun was out down here. It was out over in Brighton as well. Nice sunny afternoon. Was hoping Liverpool would get a nice win to go with it, but we end up screwing up and losing. Down by the coast, Brighton get the win. And Brighton are a decent team, like I said, going into the game. They're a team that I like and admire them a lot because I think they've got a brilliant recruitment team in place. You know, whenever they lose talent, they've always got a talent lined up to replace it. They play good football, always try and play football in the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I like them a lot. I've got a lot of respect for Brighton. I think they've got a good young coach as well in Fabian Hertzler, is it? Something like that. So Brighton are a good side, you know what I'm saying? Even when they replace managers well. Let go of Graham Potter, you bring in Roberto De Zerbi. You then lose Roberto De Zerbi, you bring in Fabian Hertzler. So they're very good at replacing not only players but coaches as well. Like I said, they play some very good football. And they're a team that, for me, I think if you add a bit more quality to their squad, they can really make a push for Europa League or Conference League. I think at the moment they hover between, a lot of the time they hover between 9th to 13th. But you add some quality to that Brighton team, they can definitely reach Europe. You know, I think they've got the right coach. They play the right style of football. Definitely, man, 100%. But they deserve their win on Saturday afternoon. They thoroughly deserve their win. Can't begrudge them it. We were just shocking overall. We were shocking. No intent to get the ball forward in the last 10 minutes. Just weren't. Brighton isn't all that, my guy. They're a good side. I'm not saying that they're amazing. I'm just saying that they're a good side. Slot needs to... And actually, Nighttime Kid, you look at the players they've lost. They replaced their players very well as well. And they replaced their managers well as well. Slot needs to motivate these players and needs to have tactics on point in different games and game by game. Our players need to be serious on the pitch. That's another problem, Abdul. That is another problem. If the players don't like Slot, if they don't like his tactics and his instructions, just fuck them off, man, and just go out in there and do what you want. Look, Slot is a problem. But look, I feel like the players have gotten away with a lot this season as well. I've got to be honest. I feel like some of our players have gotten away with a lot this season. Some of them just aren't trying. They're not putting in performances. They're not showing up like they care. There's only 3 players in the team that have played well this season, and that's 4 actually. I think Robbo's put in a good shift again. Obviously, Ekitike's had a good season. Szoboszlai's carried us this year, and probably Alisson as well. If it wasn't for Ali in goal, we'd be getting slapped up every other week. So 4 players this season have had decent years. Everyone else has been terrible, below par. Virgil, I'm sorry, not good enough this season. Salah, not good enough this season. Gakpo, horrible this season. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our players have been poor. Very, very poor. They've underperformed. McAllister this season, poor, underperformed. Gravenberch has underperformed this season. Konate, he's looked better recently, but he's underperformed for most of the season. Oh my god! Players just that want to try. Players that have the mindset, have the work rate, want to try. They don't get minutes. Chiesa doesn't get minutes. Rio doesn't get minutes. You know what I'm saying? Endo doesn't get a sniff. Endo doesn't get a game. Can't get a game to save his life at the moment. It's horrible, man. They've not been great this season, but I agree they're a good side. Yeah, they have. They've been very hit and miss, Ryan. To be fair, that's what they are. They're usually around 10th. They usually hover around the 9th to 13th mark, don't they? You know what I'm saying? Same with Fulham, to be fair, Ryan. Fulham, I think, on paper, have got a decent squad and should challenge for Europe, but they never do. They're always sat mid table. Van Heck is a good player. Milner was very good, Abdul. An old James Milner bossed our midfield on Saturday. He bossed our midfield. So big up Milner, man. Still going strong at his age. A very good player, man. With us, I don't give a fuck about you don't like the manager. Fuck that. You play under who the owners put it with it. Fuck you off. No, it's just professional pride, to be fair. You want to play well because you want to help your club out. You want to help the club you play for and the team you play for out. And you want to make your fans happy. You know what I'm saying? If we don't like Slot, if the players don't like Slot, cool. Let's put that aside. Let's go out there for the fans and perform. Let's go out there for the club, the badge, and perform. And I don't feel like some of our players are doing that. I genuinely don't. We scored by their mistakes and Kirk has bounced on the goal. Exactly, Abdul. We didn't even score a decent goal. You know, it wasn't even a good goal. It was just literally from their mistake. It's just, again, it's a bad performance. Another bad league performance. And our league form recently has been terrible. You know, you lose away at Wolves. You draw at home to Tottenham. And now you lose against Brighton away from home as well. It's been terrible, man. Since the 5-2 victory against West Ham, we've been poor. And again, after the break, we've got some difficult games coming up. So I'm not feeling confident. Yes, Nighttime Kid, I'm not arguing with you. He has been very underwhelming this season. McAllister has been very, very underwhelming this season compared to how good he was last year. But I think a lot of players have been underwhelming this season. Like I said, I think Gravenberch this season has been underwhelming compared to last season. McAllister, of course, is one. Konate has been extremely underwhelming up until recently. Our senior players, Virgil and Mo, have been extremely, extremely disappointing and underwhelming. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Gakpo as well has been shown up to be, at best, a bench player, a second choice winger. So, a lot of our teams underperformed this season. And again, uncomfortable conversations to be had, I suppose, in the summer about certain players. I'll be honest, very uncomfortable conversations to be had. I personally, like I said, I think Salah should be moved on. I think he will be moved on as well. I think he himself will want to go. One or two other players do in the team. I think we definitely need to move Tsimikas on, but I don't think Tsimikas will ever be a first choice left back for Liverpool or a left wing back. Maybe one or two as well, others. But yeah, there's some uncomfortable and hard decisions to be made this summer that I think a lot of fans aren't going to like. A lot of fans won't like it, but it's for the better of the club. It is for the better of the team and the club. Bro, if you don't want to play the backup, let them leave. Well, to be fair, bro, you need a squad. You need a squad. And certain players need to understand their role in the squad. They need to understand that they're here for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I say this now? Use Madrid's backup goalkeeper for an example. I won't use Liverpool's backup keeper because I don't want to get into a debate in the comments with Nighttime Kid. But use Madrid's backup goalkeeper or City's backup goalkeeper. Is he ever going to play? No, he's not because Donnarumma's there, Courtois there. He's never going to play. Let's be honest. So he needs to understand his role in the team. You're only ever going to play if Courtois out or if Donnarumma's out or in a cup game. So certain players in the team, they have to understand, and especially a backup goalkeeper needs to understand that he's only there for one reason, and that's to cover when he needs to. Looney started again. He's only, well, let's be honest, that's only because Courtois is injured. It's only because Courtois is injured. Big changes in the summer again. Indeed, Abdul, there's going to be big changes in the summer again. Managerial change, one or two other changes as well. Big changes. Get Gomez out of your club. Look, I think Gomez will probably stay. He's been linked with a move away from us every season, and he never goes, so I think he stays. Performance review on everyone in the summer. 100%, man. I'll have to do a video on that. Exactly, Nighttime Kid. That's the only reason he's getting minutes, because he's injured. You know what I'm saying? Who's a better second choice, Mohamed Arsfili or Kelleher? I think Kelleher, personally. I think we fucked up selling Kelleher, I'll be honest. I think I was very comfortable with Kelleher in goal when Ali was out injured last season, the year before. And I do think when Ali does eventually leave, I think Kelleher would have been a perfect replacement for him as the number one. But look, we'll see how Mohamed Arsfili gets on. I think he will be a good goalkeeper in time. I think give it a couple of years, he will be a very good keeper. But again, he's got a lot to learn yet. A lot to learn. As does Kelleher, to be fair. Kelleher still got a lot to learn over at Brentford. But yeah, I go with Kelleher personally, Abdul. Big up Nighttime Kid. But yeah, performance was absolutely ass, man. Mohamed Arsfili, I'm not even going to get into that debate, man. Man said splendid goalkeeper, you know. What's splendid about a backup goalkeeper? What is splendid about a backup goalkeeper? Real talk. But yeah, these are the stats for yesterday's game, people. Monday's game, sorry. Saturday's game. So, guys, as you can see here, they were the better team. 16 shots to our 11. More shots. 6 on target to our 5. We dominated the ball. We had 53% to 47. Corners, I'm assuming they had. No, we had 8 corners, they had 4. But they were the better team. Let's be honest. Look at the lineup as well. I'm not going to look at their lineup. I don't know their players. What kind of lineup? What kind of starting 11 is this? I mean, Slot plays a 4-1-3-2. What the? He plays a 4-1-3-2. So he plays. Okay, the back four is the back four. I don't have a problem there. Ali was out injured. It had to be Mohamed Arsfili in goal. Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. That's what I expected, right? Then he puts Gravenberch alone as a single DM. McAllister was dropped back a bit, so it was Wirtz, McAllister, Szoboszlai. And then he plays Ekitike and Gakpo up top as a 2. Why are you playing Gakpo as a striker again? What is he doing? The subs again. You got Chiesa, Jones, Robbo, Rio, Joe, Gomez. So we had decent subs on the bench to bring on, but what the fuck is this starting 11? What is the formation to begin with? Weird decision making from Slot. Genuinely weird decision making. Experimenting in games where we need to win the game. We need to win the game, and he wants to experiment with formations all the time. You absolute idiot. What, Ryan? What the hell? What even is that supposed to be? A 4-1-3-2 formation. No wingers. Oh my god! If there was ever any doubt about Arne Slot being out of his depth, let's look at this lineup starting 11. You'll see what I mean. When Ekitike went off, no firepower up top. Exactly. Gakpo was our only striker up top. Cody Gakpo was our only attacker on Saturday when Ekitike went off. Just eat that. 4-4-2 diamond. At least get Wirtz in the 10. Yeah, exactly. Well, at least play Wirtz in his natural position. You play Wirtz left side midfield. What the fuck? Non-existent second half. Abdul. Non-existent second half, bro. We were non-existent in that second half. I just rate Mohamed Arsfili as a keeper in him. Yeah, I agree. Just not yet. That's all I'm saying. I just don't think he's finished the article yet. But I think he can be one day, and he will be. Gakpo is brain dead. He is indeed brain dead, Abdul. He's very, very brain dead indeed. Like I said, I think we're now seeing exactly why Jurgen Klopp or Jurgen played Diaz. I remember a lot of people used to screw at Diaz, but when we see how Gakpo is now, it's understandable why Klopp used to play Diaz most of the time. But he's one of Slot's favourites, isn't he, Abdul, unfortunately? He's one of Slot's favourite players, so he always plays. I'll always say selling Diaz and keeping Gakpo is the biggest mistake Liverpool made in the summer. Yeah, I don't think selling Lucho was a mistake, but I think the mistake was not replacing Lucho. That was the mistake for me. But I wouldn't have wanted to lose him, of course. So I think he was a very good player. Diaz's levels above Gakpo. Well, he's showing that at Bayern Munich now. He's cooking at Bayern Munich, doing all sorts of stuff, and Gakpo's doing this at Liverpool. So yeah, it was a bad mistake, and we're definitely seeing the repercussions of it now. Slot's favourite steps, and yeah, Abdul facts. It's his favourite. It's definitely one of his favourite players. Probably is his favourite player, to be fair. I noticed there's players in the team that he really seems to like a lot and doesn't drop. Gakpo's one of them. Favoritism. And then there's players in the team that he blatantly shows disrespect to and he doesn't like. We see he doesn't like Chiesa. We see he doesn't like giving the youth a chance. He doesn't like playing Rio. You know what I'm saying? We see he doesn't like Endo. We see he doesn't like Gomez. We see he doesn't like, well, he didn't like Elliott, hence why we loaned him out to Villa. He's just alienating a lot of the squad by being biased. He's not giving a fair chance to everyone. That's the problem. He's not giving everyone a fair shake in the team. He's showing a bias towards certain players. That's not what a Liverpool manager should do. Gakpo never been great. He was just an average winger. I don't think Gakpo's a terrible winger. I just don't think he's good enough to be a starter. Like I said, I think he works much better as a super sub. I think he'd be much better off as a super sub. That's just my opinion, though, isn't it? I think if we can get a proper winger in as a first choice winger and then use Gakpo as the backup or super sub, I think I'll be prone to keeping him around. But we can't go into next season with Cody Gakpo as our first choice left winger. We can't. Striker wise, we're set. We've got two very good strikers there in Ekatike and Isak, so we're set there. Off the right, we'll have to see what happens with Salah and Chiesa. I do think if a new manager comes in, he might be prone to keeping Chiesa and giving him a chance. So that's 50-50. Salah, again, I think he leaves, but is there a possibility he stays? Yes, there is. So depending on them situations, we might need two right wingers, not just one, but two, if they both leave. Obviously, a DM is desperately needed. A centre-back is a must. We have to bring in a centre-back. I know we brought in Jaquet, but we need someone else as well. And yeah, that's it really. Other than that, I think we're good to go next season. So there's not a lot that needs to be done, but there is quite a bit that needs to be done. And I'd like for us ideally to bring a new coach in, get our business done early as possible, and then have a pre-season and just go on with it. I don't want to be signing players late into the summer. Let's get our business done early, like we did in 23-24 when we brought in Maka, Gravenberch, Endo, and Szoboszlai. We got our business done very early, and we were able to have a pre-season. And because of it, we didn't need time to gel. Again, this whole it takes time to gel thing, for me, it's BS because Klopp literally revamped our whole midfield in 23-24 when we brought in Maka, when we brought in Szoboszlai, when we brought in Gravenberch, Endo. We let Milner go, we let Oxlade-Chamberlain go, we let Henderson go, Fabinho. We literally revamped our whole midfield, and there was no talk about gelling then. We start the season off and we win a title race straight away for most of that year. So now, this is what I don't get. This whole it takes time stuff. Klopp literally revamped the whole midfield and he had them balling from the start of the season. So this is why I don't buy the whole it takes time stuff. You'd still be able to get a tune out of players. We have to start every week. It won't happen on the slot. It won't happen on the slot this season. But I do think Rio will be a good player for us in years to come for sure. I'd sell Gakpo and Salah 100% this summer if I was Liverpool. Yeah, but the problem is, Ryan, if you sell Gakpo, it just gives you more work to do because then you need two left wingers. You know what I'm saying? You sell Salah and Chiesa, you need two right wingers. So this is why I don't think he gets sold because it will give us more work to do and I don't think we want to spend too much, even though we will have to spend quite a bit. Need to revamp this midfield and squad. Get right players in right areas. Indeed, Abdul. Indeed, brother. We need to look at certain areas and address them. I'm not judging Klopp based off of Klopp. I'm just saying Klopp revamped a whole midfield, and he had us in a title race. Didn't take time to gel then, did it? So again, it's just more excuse making for people. But guys, if I just get your attention to this, then people, this is very interesting. What I've read today. You guys used to Klopp. You never had a manager, which is different in every way. Yeah, that's just the way it is. That's just what we're accustomed to. You're right. You're right. You're right. Not a kid. One's a big boy manager, the other's in the little leagues. But yeah, Matchday Central reported this on Saturday evening after the game. And to be fair, I'm not surprised, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. Let me know your thoughts, people. So this is from Matchday Central on X or Twitter, should I say? And they've reported that exclusive. Hopefully, you guys can see this. It's over for Arne Slot, but until the end of the season. He is aware he would be asked to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Despite growing pressure, the club's hierarchy have chosen not to make a mid-season decision, showing respect for his pedigree and giving him the opportunity to finish the campaign strongly with a top 4 finish or even a UEFA Champions League glory still on the table. Behind the scenes, discussions are already underway and Xabi Alonso has emerged as the leading candidate to take over, so the club decided to move in a new direction this summer. This has hit the nail on the coffin. This has literally hit the nail on the coffin for me. Slot wants to be sacked. He doesn't care, Abdul. Him going on vacation says it all. He doesn't care no more. He's not bothered. He's not bothered at all. He knows he's only here for the next couple of weeks and he's off after that. He just don't give a fuck. But this here, I'm sorry if you guys can't see it. I will zoom in on it a bit. So yeah, this has hit the nail straight on the coffin. This is exactly what I'm thinking. He's gone at the end of the season. This paragraph here, the club's hierarchy have chosen not to make a mid-season decision, showing respect and giving him the opportunity to finish the campaign strongly. This is purely because he won the league. They're purely giving him this respect and allowing him to finish the season because he won the league last season. Had he not won the league last season, they would not have been showing him this much respect. So yeah, basically they're saying because he won us the league title last year, out of respect, we're giving him the chance to finish the season with a top 4 finish and potentially by winning the UCL. But yeah, like I said, I expected him to go and he is. And here, we know this as well. Discussions are underway behind the scenes with Alonso. Should the club decide to move in a new direction this summer? This ain't surprising, to be fair. Most of us knew that he was gone at the end of the season. Let's put it this way, guys. If they were going to keep him, and if they genuinely believed he was the manager for us going forward, he would have been given a new contract. Slot was in talks for a new contract in late August, early September when the season started. And then, of course, the run happened and it stalled, and we haven't gone back to it since then. If they believed in him as the coach, if they saw him as the guy long term, they would have given him that new contract. And he would have had it signed up. So obviously they don't believe in him, which is made clear here. And the only reason they're sticking with him is because they want to show him respect for winning that league last year, which I don't agree with personally, because it just means we've written a season off, but whatever. So yeah, I expected this, to be fair. I expected it. Would you stop Slot with Arteta? Not a chance on earth, not a Tom Kid. Not a chance on earth. I'm keeping Slot if I had to pick out those two. The guy's he's an ex-Evertonian, but he played for Everton. I don't want someone like that nowhere near Liverpool. 18 likes. Big up to every single person who has liked. Every person who has liked, big up yourself, people. I will take 18 likes every single day of the week. Big up to you all, man. Big up. But yeah, that's that. But there's also something else I wanted to touch on, guys. Another quote here. So, Bayern Space. This is from the Bayern Space. So this is a reliable news outlet in Germany. And this is more talking about Alonso So if I just bring this up. So yeah, if we can just read through this, I'll zoom in on this as well so you guys can see it a bit more. So Florian Wirtz has informed German national teammates that, and several of his former Leverkusen teammates, including Jonathan Tah, now at Bayern, that Sebastian Pereira, Xabi Alonso's longtime assistant at Leverkusen, and most recently part of his staff in Madrid, has very recently reached out to him. So basically, Xabi Alonso's assistant coach has reached out to Wirtz. Jeremy Frimpong is also understood to be involved in these exchanges, with direct contact even with Xabi Alonso himself, never having stopped. But what elevates this beyond routine contact is the depth and tone of the conversations. Pereira is said to have asked high specific and unusually concrete questions about life in Liverpool, the, the internal dressing room dynamic, the atmosphere around the club on and off the pitch, and even which structural or sporting aspects would require adjustments. Inside these circles, Florian is increasingly indicating that his preferred outcome would be Xabi Alonso taking over at Liverpool and the reactivation of contract at assistant level, combined with detail and intent behind these discussions, is not being interpreted as casual or nostalgic communication. It points far more towards something deliberate, coordinated, and quietly progressing in the background, with strong indications that Alonso and his staff are at the very least seriously exploring, if not already preparing, for a potential move into that environment. So there we go, guys. Wirtz has pretty much been Alonso's assistant manager has basically reached out to Florian Wirtz, asking him questions about everything Liverpool related, the training ground, the city, the vibe. You don't just do that unless you're in talks or something's going on. Frimpong's also involved as well. Look, we know what's going to happen here, guys. Do I need to say it? We know Xabi Alonso is most likely going to be replacing Arne Slot in the summer. We know it. I mean, come on, man. You think a former assistant? You think not a former assistant? You think Alonso's assistant is just going to reach out to Wirtz for the sake of it and ask him about stuff? No. So yeah, this pretty much just confirms that there are talks, and I believe there've been talks with Alonso for a while now. I do feel like another reason why we haven't sacked Slot is because Xabi Alonso didn't want to come in mid-season. I feel like with what happened at Madrid, he probably wanted a break, and he got his break, and he probably wanted to resume in the summer fresh. So I feel that could be another reason why Slot didn't get sacked, because Alonso wanted to have that break and then join another club in the summer. And then there's this here by Chris. So this is basically this is saying that this is pretty much saying that he's staying till the end of the season. If I just bring this one up. We know this though. We know he's not going anywhere this season. So this ain't really breaking news. So this is reported by this outlet. So Arne Slot is expected to continue as the Liverpool FC head coach for the remainder of this season as things stand. To be fair, I expected that. There's only 6 games left, guys. There's only 6 games left in the season. Premier League games anyway. We ain't going far in Europe, so we won't be having any European games added into the fixture list. And I don't think we're going to go far in the FA Cup. So, yeah. Liverpool hierarchy are not convinced by the idea of sacking Arne Slot and hiring an interim head coach until the end of the season right now. Understandable, I guess, because there's only 6 games left. Sacking the Premier League winning coach and hiring an interim while the club are still competing in the UCL quarterfinal is... Oh, fuck off. I'm not even going to bother reading that. That's bullshit. The club's hierarchy want to give Arne Slot time to change the situation as they still consider Arne Slot. Well, that's bullshit. They consider him Liverpool for long term. Liverpool will make a decision on Arne Slot's position as the club head coach at the end of the season. Okay, so this guy is just basically... The only thing he said here that I agree with is these 2 paragraphs here, that he's going to stay till the end of the season. And that I don't agree with these last 3 paragraphs he's written, because that's BS. If he really was the guy for the future, you think they wouldn't have given him a long-term contract? You think they wouldn't have given him that new deal? Because I think they would have. So that's bullshit. But yeah, guys, look. The end is near, man. When it comes to Arne Slot, it looks like the end is very, very, very near. We've got another 6 games coming up, and it's sad that it's ended like this, guys. It is sad because in the summer after last season, during last season, we all thought we had the perfect replacement to Jurgen Klopp. Let's be honest. We all thought we had the perfect, ideal Klopp replacement in honest start. We thought with the summer he had, with the players we brought in, we were now going to start to dominate the league and we were going to start to create our own sort of dominant period. And it's just gone completely south, which is sad because a lot of us wanted Arne start to succeed. Big up, mate. Appreciate you being in. Always nice to see someone new in. Big up, big up. It's sad because we all thought we were really going to start something and it's just ended completely in the bad way and it's gone completely south to what we all expected. It's sad, but it's the way of life, guys. This happens sometimes, doesn't it? Sometimes managers just get proven to be inept. They just get proven to be not right. They ride off the back of a previous season's, a previous club coach's team. When they get some investment, when they're able to build their own team and give them full control, they just go completely backwards. And that's what's happened with Arne Slot. That is what has happened with Arne Slot. Did well last season with Jurgen's team. I think maybe all of us probably gave him a bit too much credit than he deserved for that league title last season. And this season, we started it up here, gone right down there very quickly. Sad, but it is what it is, man. I think Arne Slot will always be welcome back at Liverpool. He'll always be welcomed back at Liverpool. He did win us our 20th league title, but he's not the guy to take us forward. I looked at your video last year. You're happy last season, man. But we moved. I was loving it last season on Nighttime Kid. I was so fast forward a couple, literally a year later, and it's a very different circumstance. A very, very different circumstance. And now I can't wait for the season to end. It's mad, bro. But which video were you watching, Nighttime Kid, out of curiosity? Which video were you watching? It'd be interesting to see which one you were watching. But yeah, man, it's amazing what a difference a year can look at, or what a year can make. So these are our next couple of fixtures coming up, guys. Before I head off, these are our next couple of fixtures. So in the league, let's have a look at our form. We've been very hit and miss, as you can see. We've had a very hit and miss league campaign. Since that 5-2 victory to West Ham, we've lost to Wolves, drawn with Spurs, and lost to Brighton. So obviously after the break, we play City on Saturday. We open up with the FA Cup weekend back. Then we go straight into the Champions League the same Tuesday. PSG away. Fulham at home in between both the PSG legs, which Fulham isn't an easy game either. 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday, I presume. Second leg against Paris Saint-Germain. Fuck me, man. Look at City. 4 very difficult games there. Fulham on paper looks easy, but we know they can turn up and cause issues. After that, this is when it gets fucking tough, man. Everton away. First derby at the Hill Dickinson ground. We know they're not going to fucking make it easy. We know that's going to be fucking hard as fuck. And let's be honest, we're not winning that game. I will be very, very surprised if we go away to the Hill Dickinson ground, our first attempt, and win the derby with the perform that Everton are on and with the momentum that they're on. I can easily see that being a loss for us. I'm sorry, I can. Palace at home. Look, that's our bogey team. We haven't beaten them in a while. Home and away, so that could be an issue. Oops, didn't want to do that. Oh, fuck's sake. Let's go back. I hate when that happens. Here we go. After that, Manchester United away, going away to an informed Manchester United side. Away from home at Old Trafford, where we don't do well. Whoopee, looking forward to that as well. Chelsea at home, a mid-off. This is going to be the biggest mid-off ever, man. Both have shit managers. Both are equally as shit as each other in the league. We're at home, so maybe we'll pick them. But again, not really confident. Villa away. Villa are falling off, but away from home, still I don't trust us there. And Brentford on the last day, people. Brentford at home, last day of the season. Don't expect that to be an easy game, because that will be tough as well. So we couldn't pick up wins against Brighton, Tottenham, and Wolves. An easy period. We couldn't pick up wins. Now we're entering our hard period after the break. Look how hard it is coming straight back after that break. This could be a huge week when we do come back. Could go out of the FA Cup and the Champions League in the same week, literally. City, Paris Saint-Germain, 2 legs, Fulham in between. Everton away, Palace at home. Man United away, Chelsea at home. Villa away and Brentford at home. It's going to be a fucking tough period, man. Good luck to us. We've got to come back after this break on point on it, or we are going to get absolutely... We're going to find out very quick. Man came back from parade, voice was gone. Yeah, bro. I was there. I was at the game. I was at the final game of the season against Palace last season. And then the parade as well. My voice was gone after that parade, man. It was gone. All the singing I did and that. Fast forward now, he wants to start gone. Yeah, crazy United Tom Kid, innit? You asked me last season and you asked me in the summer, I would have said we're building a team and Slot is the guy to take us forward. I don't feel that way no more. I don't. Yo, big up my brother Brian. Hope you're well. Yeah, that Liverpool-Chelsea game is going to be City basketball game. It's going to be the biggest mid-off ever, that one. Let's be honest. Because we're at home, we probably have an advantage and we'll probably win, but that's going to be a mid-off. United away, I can see us losing that. Everton away, I see us losing that. Villa away, I can see us losing that. Fulham, Palace and Brentford. Those will be tough games too, let's be honest. And then the PSG game in between, the Fulham game and the Manchester City game. So, not looking forward to the end of the season. I'll say that. I'm genuinely not looking forward to it. Big up Danchum. Big up my brother Danchum. Big up my brother Danchum. Appreciate you being here. On a slot, la 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 la. You remember that song? I do. That was being sung a lot last season. Next time, we've learned our lesson, man. We're not going to be doing business like that or creating songs for people, because when it goes south, we end up in a situation like this. Now we look like mugs for making that song. 20 likes. Big up to everyone who has liked, man. 20 likes. Big up to every single person who has liked. I appreciate that so much. I will take 20 likes any day of the week. Big up to every single person in here. But yeah, guys. That's it for today. I'm going to head off. I'll be back tomorrow. Honestly, Night Tom Kid, you said you were going to send me some live stream ideas. For this week, I do need some because I'm struggling with the break and that. Not having much transfer news either. So I'll need some for this idea this week. Next week, of course, the break's over, so we'll look forward to the football again. But yeah, I'm going to need a couple of ideas. So if you can send me some, like you said, brother, it would be much appreciated. Going to try and get some collabs done, guys. I'm going to try and get Vids, Rasta and King all on, well, individually on, doing a little interview type thing where how they became Arsenal fans, how they became United fans, or how they became Chelsea fans. So that's something I'm going to try and get done this week as well with the break. And yeah, people, big up to every single person in that's locked in. The season's almost done, man. It's almost done. We come back after this break. The season is pretty much a couple of weeks away from ending. I think we end in May. So, yeah, man, we come back in April. One last push, man. One last push in this season. It's been a poor, underwhelming, disappointing season for me, for Liverpool. But maybe, just maybe we come back after this break and we have a decent end to the season and we push on for next season. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But I'm going to head off for now, people. I'll speak to you all soon. Big up to every single one of you. Going to do a quick world call before I go. Big up to my brother Night Tom Kid. Big up to Dansham. Big up to Brian. Big up to Kanice. Nice to see someone in. Big up yourself. Someone new in. Big up yourself. Big up to Ryan. Big up to Abdul. Who else was in earlier? Someone else was here, man, that I'm missing. Big up to Joshy J. Big up to my brother Rasta. Make sure you show up to my brother Rasta. Another one of the Fellowship of the Realist. Who else? And big up to Andre as well. Big up Andre, man. That's everyone in the chat for today. Big up. Zidane said he is coming back to manage. Yeah, I've seen it. Night Tom Kid, he's going to take over the French national team. Be interesting seeing what he can do there. Yo, big up to Clive as well, man. Big up my brother Clive. Nice to see someone new in. Big up Clive, man. 21 likes. Appreciate you all, man. I'll take that any day of the week. So big up to everyone. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. For now, Liverpool profit out. Speak to you all soon. In a bit. Peace.